Today brings another amazing guitar from Yairi. Today we're looking at a very reserved, limited edition Alvarez Yairi guitar with premium wood from Japan. You're going to want to hear all about it, so stick around. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name is Chris McKee.
And I'm Cooper Greenberg.
We're here with Alamo Music in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, like our videos. If you want to support the channel, visit our spring store link below for custom swag, and check out our podcast, the Fretboard Confessional, wherever you get your podcasts. So if you've been watching this channel, you know we're a fan of the Yairi guitars that come in from Japan, and they're kind of hard to get. They take a while to come in. So I would call them already limited when they're not limited. This is a reserve model that is limited. So just, we do a PSA usually at the end of the videos. We're going to start with a PSA. Yeah. If you're watching this several weeks from now, maybe it's probably already gone. Yeah. But it's a very cool guitar, so you're going to want to pay attention.
Yeah, to my knowledge, there are 12 of these in the world, I believe. 12 FYM88s. Now we've talked about the FYM66 and the FYM70 and the FYM60 and, you know, folk model, OM, Yairi Masterworks. And the number code kind of denotes the woods that they're using. That's a German spruce top. Not from Japan, but very nice creamy top. However, on the back and the sides is a very, very interesting indigenous to Japan wood, Kihada.
Yes.
Which we saw this at NAMM when we were there, and we were hanging out with the folks from Alvarez. And they had one of these. It was super cool. They have their own video from the NAMM booth on it. But this was a total factory find, just some cool wood that they had. They cut into it. And from what I understand, never flamed like when it's found out in the wild, but it's got the flame of something nice like maple, but then also the kind of straight grain too. Just really, really cool guitar.
Yeah, it's an interesting wood. Doing homework on it, it evidently is a wood that is usually utilized in Japan for pigments. They'll take kind of the stuff right under the bark, and they'll make these beautiful golden pigments that trace back centuries of use to give kind of a golden hue in a lot of the calligraphy that was done and in paintings and so forth. So, you know, one of the things we love about the Japanese guitars, in addition to the aesthetics, is how they are really well seated in the craftsmanship that is just, you know, kind of normal within Japan. And so there's a appreciation for that craftsmanship, for fine woodworking, and appreciation in like the small details. You don't have to be over the top with inlay or anything to make something that's really impressive. This use of this wood, to me, kind of ties into this tradition, but on its own, it's unique and also has a really wonderful tone.
Yeah, totally. Bound in rosewood, nice little, I believe that's a maple purfling line, right? Kind of, you know, this nice rosewood maple look on the top, and then, you know, just a simple line on the back, mahogany neck with the same, you know, spoke shaved, really nice neck carve, Goto 510s with the ebony buttons, and just like the other Masterworks, really simple fretboard just on the 12th fret, and a little direct coupled bridge action. You know,
and this is like the others, featuring their new bracing
FST6.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just, they're great guitars. We've gone off about them all year, about the old growth mahogany and the Adirondack and rosewood and the redwood, and everything is great. So it's cool that even with something that, like Chris said, is already pretty custom, in the fact that these are Benchmade guitars, like these are really, really limited, reserved just with the wood that they found that they ended up liking, and the tone is really, really nice.
Well, let's talk about the tone, but let's let you hear it first. You can come up with your own conclusions, and then we'll talk about it on the other side. So check out the demo. So there you have it. That's the sound of the FYM88, at least when it's in Cooper Greenberg's hands. So Cooper, I've got my opinions on the tone. I'd like to hear what your thoughts are first.
I mean, before I even got to play it, I watched Chris's video when he was talking about it. And he talks a lot about the nice treble and the high mids.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what I got out of it. It's really articulate and very present. He likened it to maple a little bit, which I kind of get, but also there is a little bit of just that mid-range warmth kind of thing. So as a fingerstyle guitar, I think it's pretty perfect. I like the German spruce too. Doesn't necessarily need like a hardcore Adirondack, kind of punch. I just think it's a really sweet sounding guitar, nice mids, and the high-end sparkle for kind of a lead type thing,
Yeah, I pick up a lot of the idea with maple, but to me it sounds like really, really good mahogany, or we do this all the time, right? There's a spectrum of tone woods, what sounds like what, and usually it's a combination of that kind of sounds like mahogany and rosewood, or that's how we describe koa, or the mahogany and maple. That's how we describe walnut. This is kind of like that a little bit, where it's maybe a little bit like walnut is, but there's more overtones to it than I think mahogany would have on its own, or walnut would typically have.
Yeah.
And paired with the German spruce top, it really brings out a lot of the nuance from this guitar. So it's got a lot of volume without having to have a lot of input into it, and has a unique sound. It also, what else reminds me of is when Taylor first started using like sassafras. That was such a unique tone wood, and it was hard to kind of pinpoint. It's like, that sounds really good. I can't really tell you what it sounds like. It sounds like sassafras.
Yeah.
So that's what this sounds like. It sounds like what it sounds like, and it's a really pleasing tone.
Very cool. And there are only 12 out there.
And we have all 12. No,
we have
don't.
just one.
We just got the one.
But yeah, I think anybody that's kind of fallen in love with those other guitars, we've seen a lot of people go for that Honduran mahogany because it's going to run out at some point with that. And pretty soon, I think that into next year, they're going to be moving on to a different source for that wood. But if you like the sound of these guitars and you like the philosophy behind what they're doing at the Japanese factory, it's kind of a special piece of Yairi history, I guess.
And the label speaks to that. It says it's a reserve model. And so, consider it to be about as limited as you can possibly get outside of something that's a one-off. So it's going to be gone. And if you have interest in having something that's really unique and special like this, you should hurry up and go to our website, which is
alamomusic.com. Thank you.
Yeah, good job. You can see all the photography of this guitar that we've done there. You can purchase it right online, which I might recommend because if it's gone, I don't we've got this one. I don't know who else got the rest. I don't know how that is.
I've seen one more online that just went up. I think they got it probably at the same time.
And it's worldwide.
Yeah.
So there's going to be dealers in Japan, dealers in Europe that have them. They are going to go very, very fast, and I think it's something that's truly special. So take advantage of it when you can. But the other cool thing about this video, while this is a one-off guitar, is I do like that we're introducing a tone wood that most of us are not familiar with, and it's something that I hope we might see more of, especially if it's a tree that's typically in use and can also act as a really awesome tone wood from Japan. So maybe we'll see some more from Alvarez and Yairi. In addition to this guitar, we have a lot more coming in from them. So if you are one of those who has been watching these videos and you've wanted to get your hands on an Alvarez Yairi from us, rest assured there's stuff coming in, and sometimes it might be good to just kind of get in line and say, I'm going to reserve that next one for myself. That'd be, wouldn't you say, a good idea?
Yeah, because every single one's been perfect.
And they don't last long.
They don't last long, but they're fantastic guitars.
So if you like this kind of content, you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, like our videos, and keep coming back, and we'll see you next time.